do you feel like you're just a criminal that had a better lawyer?
Oh, I never thought about it like that. That was the best thing I could have ever done, was to cut ties with family that does not serve my purpose. And I feel so light because of it. What you see is what you get with me. I always look like this. I am always like this. So my avatar doesn't clash with who I am. The ultimate resource. You don't need money. But you can't sell something if you don't believe in it. That's the problem.
You know, right now, in this lounge, I'm sitting across from Mel, to me, with a warm heart, who speaks so boldly and beautifully about her journey. I'm sitting across from Mel, who remembers every beautiful step she's taken to be where she is. Why do you think then there is a Mel that people have built in their brain, in their hearts, perhaps maybe, that they believe is the opposite of that? Like, where does it come from that they believe that Mel isn't this person who has worked hard to be who she is?
You have to remember that we are cavemen and cavewomen. We are born 75% negative. People will see in you what they feel about themselves. When I look at people, I always see the best. I always get a lot of shit for it.
Yeah.
But when I look at you, I'd be like, you know what, this guy is hardworking. He's good looking. He's doing the best that he can. I never see the bad in people.
Okay.
So if you see something negative in me, number one, you have bad information. You only see 2% of what Mel is.
I hear you.
I could be feisty. I could be evil. I could do many things. But what you see in me is what you see through your filters.
I hear you. And do you think then that seeing good in people, giving people the benefit of the doubt, being so positive, sometimes comes to your detriment because they then betray you using the fact that you saw so much good in them?
Yeah. So seeing the best in people could be such a bad thing. You know, I have a lot of staff, right? And it's bad to think that everyone is loyal and everyone has your back. They really don't. They are in it for them. And so this is where leadership comes in, right? This is when you learn to become a leader. No one is a born leader besides Mel Viljoen. I don't think people are born leaders. You learn to lead, and you learn to see that people can't lead themselves. You have to tell them what to do. So in my recent experience, I had a staff member that would go to my partners and talk about me, and then come to me and talk about them. And eventually we started recording what she says. And we realized that this person just loved creating trouble between people. And I never expected that because I'm not like that.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm going to continue to believe the best in people. But what my husband always say to me is, Mel, you must buy what people sell to you. And I've seen that evil part in that person.
Yeah.
But I chose to believe she will be better.
The good.
And he says to me, but what she sold to you was an evil person. Why did you buy it? And I'm like, wow, that's a good question. She's been advertising. Oh, he says, why you can only buy what she's advertising. And she's been advertising that she's an evil person. So I'm like, yeah, that is so true.
Yeah. And I wasn't reflecting on it. And
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What makes a good leader?
To this day, I don't think that anyone has the answer as to what makes a great leader, because that will mean... Can I have a tissue, please? Sorry. Take a quick break.
No problem.
Okay, what makes a good leader?
Yes.
I don't think anyone has the answer as to what makes a great leader, because it's something that you learn ongoing. What makes me a good leader or an average leader, whatever the people see out there, is that people cannot think for themselves most of the time. They don't know what to do. So you have to just show them how it's done and keep showing them how it's done. I think a good leader doesn't get tired. And I wouldn't say that I don't get tired and that I'm a good leader, because I need the leaders around me to lead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey family, thank you so much for being loyal to engineering your life. I know that if you're watching this, you're probably here for the second time or the third time. And please, if you're here for the second, third time, please may you kindly subscribe, because if you subscribe, it helps us to get better conversation, get better guests, and get access to creating the best content that we can for you. So please don't forget to subscribe and make sure you continue watching this episode. Kholwa emandleni onawo. Oh my, we're finally doing this. What does EYL Africa represent? It's about standing in your power. It's about, in isiZulu, it's Kholwa emandleni onawo, which is our tagline. You will see it on the back of my t-shirts. It's about believing in the power that you have, believing in the power that your God, your guides have invested in you. Shop our socks, shop our t-shirt, and just keep believing in yourself. EYL Africa. Now available on eylshop.africa. There's also another version of Mel who we believe is feisty, and rightfully so. We need to stand up for ourselves in life, and people undermine the importance of standing up for yourself. But I do believe underneath that feistiness is a loving woman who loves her husband, who loves her family, those she considers family, those she treasures a lot, which I do believe there are probably people you treasure privately who mean a lot to you. What does love mean to you, Mel, to a person like you who's so well accomplished?
Well, love in which aspect of life? Family, spouse, children, those are all different types of love. I mean, loving a child, that's unconditional. They can do whatever and the parent will forgive them. Loving a spouse, I feel it's something that is also built over time, because you could be in love with someone in the beginning, but loving them is a choice.
A daily choice.
A daily choice.
Yeah.
But it goes both ways, right? If you don't give me reasons to love you, at some point I'm going to stop loving you. So what's great for me is that my husband is the same person that he was when we met. So he gives me so many reasons to love him every single day by standing up for me, by treating me like a queen. So, how can you not love someone if they love you that much?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember how you met?
Yeah, absolutely.
And take me through that day, because I'm sure there's a specific thing that triggered you that, okay, he's the one. Or sometimes it takes longer and he put in the work.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Well, I think when I saw him the first time, I could see that he was the one. He works so hard. He loves the people around him. He takes care about the people around him. But what made me love him so much is the way that he loved me and took care of me.
Yeah.
And I took care of him.
Yeah.
So I think, when you start loving someone that randomly, I feel like it's meant to be. Because what is love, right?
I hear you, but I still want to know what happened on that day.
Oh, you want to know the story?
Yes.
Of how we
I'm
met?
curious. I'm nosy.
Oh, it's a deep story. I don't think our audience is ready.
Very ready.
On the day that we met, we actually met a few times that I've known about Mel Viljoen for a while. And everyone told me he's this celebrity lawyer. He's this great guy. Everybody loves him. And it went in the one ear, out the other one, right? But when I met him the first time was through a mutual friend.
Okay.
Yeah. And we just started chatting. He was that guy that can talk about anything. And it went so smooth. And I think what he felt about, I didn't know that he was in love with me, because at the time he was going through a lot. But on that evening, he said to me, Mel, this is the night. And I was looking at him and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this guy also and I don't know what to do. So, it's not really deeper than that.
butterflies in your stomach?
Oh my gosh, for days. Butterflies for days.
Yeah. You say he was going through a lot. Which season of your life were you in? Because to accept somebody whom is going through a lot, it's not an easy feat.
I feel like I'm attracted to people that go through a lot. I love fixing them up and, loving them. So he was going through a lot. So you can never say, okay, someone is going through a lot, so I'm not going to love them or don't. You can't choose that. When you fall in love with someone, you fall in love with all their mistakes, all their problems. And when you say yes, you make those problems your problems.
Yeah.
So that is the way I see it. On the day that I said yes, I said your problems is my problems. And my problems is your problems.
Yeah.
And together we solved it.
Do you believe that's why you guys have so much staying power? Because,
Probably.
geez, you guys have fought public battles with so much vigor.
Yeah.
Some things that would have broken people, because sometimes when you're fighting things, the marriage breaks down subsequently.
True. Yeah, when you look at the real housewives across the world, the people are getting divorced left, right, and center.
Yes.
So you do need a strong relationship if you want to go public.
Do you think you know what makes your relationship strong?
Choosing each other every day and pushing through the bad times. For me in my life, I don't really see anything as a bad thing because my life is so full of joy and happiness, and Piet makes my life feel so easy. Does it make sense?
I hear you.
So maybe something is so bad in the media, but my man has it handled. So I don't see it.
There's something that I don't know if I've picked up or it's intentional, and you allow me to push you and you can push me back, right?
Okay.
You don't speak about your family, maternal family a lot, your mom, dad. Is that intentional? Is it a part of your life that has a lot of pain in it? Is it a part of your life that you've had to heal from? And if you allow me to push you further, what is that you had to heal from?
Okay, no problem. So when anyone, all of us have a family, right? But it'll split up into two categories. Either you are on board with your family and you're the same kind of a person, or you are that sheep that is different than the other sheep. So I'm that sheep. From a young age, I was hoity-toity. I loved doing things. I loved creating things. I was into makeup before I could even write, beauty. So